Full of Bass Pro, a couple rods and a flat bottom boat. Hook it up to the truck, got a hot date with a fishing hole. Got a nice chest, well it's empty right now. Grab a 30-pack, fill it up, ice it down. Back the boat down the ramp, ease her out through the no-wake zone. Well, there ain't no better way on a Saturday to drift away from reality. Drown your 9 to 5 like a worm in the water. Hook to a red and white bobber. Kick back, slip a koozie on. Turn the quiet up, turn off your phone. Leave a message at the beep, I'll get back to you another time. Right now, I'm on another line.
What is happening, everybody? Welcome to On Another Line, episode number 12. That is one full dozen, guys. Thank you guys very much for sticking around. Here's the deal. I got a lot of exciting information for you guys today. We also have a few things to talk to you about. We got a couple new things that we want to involve you in as a viewer. Sorry here, it's probably going to be loud, but I'm going to move my mic. As a viewer and a fisherman, we want to offer you guys an opportunity to be a part of the show, not only live or anything like that. We got some more things we got going on. I had the opportunity to fish with Jacob Jasonic and Alex from The Ohio State University. They're on a thing called the Angler Tour. I'm going to talk to you a lot more about that. Literally just got off the phone with Landon Bloomer from Angler. He just told me that the new web app stuff is live. I just literally, like 30 seconds ago, saw it, which is pretty cool. I'm going to show you guys that here in just a second. So, Josh, where are you heading this weekend?
Good old Lake St. Clair, man. Gonna take off Thursday and we'll go up fish Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Right now the bite's on up there. What I've been hearing, a few people I know that been up there. The weather's kind of iffy Friday. There's an east wind blowing 10 to I think 15, 17, something like that. So that may change the game plan up. I may hit the canals that day, but hopefully we can weather the storm, so to speak, and the wind waves, and ride it out.
Yeah, one thing, guys, I want to mention here is the past couple of weeks, the past couple episodes we've been doing, we've looked online after the fact and saw comments that we missed. Where I'm looking right now at a Facebook web page. Josh is on his phone. My phone is over here running. So guys, if you're commenting on this and you haven't liked the page, I think that's the problem. I think it's not letting you because of privacy reasons. So if you're commenting, make sure that you have liked the page, and I think following it will work, but make sure that you have liked or followed the page, because like I said, we went through, there'd be 100 comments and then 15 of them we couldn't see. So we want to make sure that we're answering all the questions as possible, and we want to make sure that we're taking all the time we can for that. So, first and foremost, I want to talk about the analytics of the page just for a second. This thing here, the last one we ran, an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, I think. The analytics showed that, on average, somebody watched a minute 20 of the thing. So, that's not good. We're trying to make it so we can be entertaining. People want to watch us. So, we're going to start doing a lot more stuff that you guys want to see. And one thing that we're going to do is we're going to start showing you guys some videos and stuff of us fishing. Again, I told you guys before, we're at the point where
it's fishing season.
It is fishing season, so I can't wait for that to happen.
What's up, Larry DePriest, Tyler Akers? How you doing, buddy?
What's up, fellas? It is fishing season, so we're going to be able to get those things, we can get it to you guys, and it's a lot better that way. So hopefully, it's going to be a little bit better. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about first and foremost, because if people are only watching the first minute and a half of it, I want to get this off my chest, is the fact that we're going to start doing a thing called an Angler Takeover. And this is one not affiliated with Angler without the E, like the program. This is just, we're just going to call it the Angler Profile. We're going to come up with some catchy name, but what we're going to do is we're going to allow you guys, one person a week, to take over our page. We're probably going to do it twice a month, so every other. So probably the weeks that we don't have a show, We're going to give somebody administrative rights to On Another Line's Facebook page. We want to follow you guys around for one solid week of your life, preparing for a tournament. How do you prepare for it? What do you do for your day job? What do you do for hobbies? Just take us through a day in your life, because, again, we want to see what you do to catch fish. If you have any tips and tricks, we'd love to have those on there. And again, we're going to give you access to administrative rights to our page, so you can post live videos, you can post videos that you create on your phone, and you can also definitely post photos. You want to see stuff about your family, you want to just tell us who you are and tell us what a day or a week in your life is when it comes to fishing. So what we're going to do is we're going to choose somebody, and it's going to be kind of rocky at first because it's going to be kind of off the cuff, but we want to allow you guys to become a part of the show as much as we are part of your life on Tuesdays, we hope. So, hey, John Osborne, how's it doing, brother? How's it going on? Again, guys, a couple things. If you guys are following along with the Angler Tour, Jacob Jasonic and Alex, those guys are amazing kids. They are living the absolute fishing trip of anybody's lifetime. Jacob had this crazy idea that he wanted to go to 35 different states, he wanted to take a trip. He wanted to catch 10 state fish, 10 different states fish. So this trip, anglers paired up with him. They're pretty much putting them on the road on the Angler Tour. They're going to all different kind of places, man. I fished with them in Rocky Fork this past weekend, although the fishing wasn't that great. We had a great time. So I'm going to show you guys some more footage about that in a second. But again, if you guys have any questions, definitely let us know. So, Josh, tell us about your trip to Vesuvius there.
Well, so we took a little trip to Vesuvius. I think it was last Thursday. Decided to get out. Co-worker of mine, Aaron Stumbo, and he gets on here too. Decide to get out and do a little bit of fishing after work. Go out the evening time, and needless to say, first and foremost, I made him a believer of JB's fish sauce. All right. Well, I only caught 4 fish. 2 of them was keepers. Had a little short one, then I had a really nice crappie on. But he didn't get a bite until he put JB's fish sauce on, guys. So, we're throwing pretty much the same baits, and all of a sudden, boom, he gets a bite after I talk him into it. And I kept telling him, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy that's not going to throw on what I got on, because I'm catching fish. And but it was a good time. I think one of them weighed 2.75 and one was like 1 pound and a half, somewhere in there. So, but that's not the best part. The best part is a video you're going to see here in just a second. And I wasn't going to show it, but we're leaving work today, and he looks at me and goes, "You going to make me famous tonight?" And I was like, you know what? Yeah, I am. So, guys, you got to watch this video, and I'm going to tell you a little bit of story. What happened is it's a little windy. There's a snake. I deleted most of the film out. There's a snake that just went by, and I hate snakes. And so we're sitting there talking, and the wind's starting to die down, so the bugs are, mosquitoes starting to come out. He flips his rod over to a point. We're fishing this point right here, and then I don't know what happens. All I hear is splash, and him saying, "Help, help!" So I run back there. You can see here in a second. I'm running back there, and I'm like trying to snag line, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear the
I should be able to.
If you can, that's good. But if not, what happens is somehow when he does it, however it comes out of his hand, guys, we can maybe talk and slow it down a little bit. And I've watched it. I've laughed till I cried on it. But he hits the button and clicks it. So when he clicks it and it goes in the water, and I hook the line, he's pulling line up, and I'm like, "Oh no!" He goes. I asked him. I said, "Do you tie your line on?" And I don't.
I don't either.
I just shove it through, start winding, and I go with it. Well, luckily, he didn't do the mine and Tyler's method, because if so, it was a Kimura rod and a Corrado. It would have been still in bottom Lake Vesuvius. However, we had a structure scan and hopefully found it. Yeah. But we're going to play it for you here real quick. And he's not on here yet, but we're going to make him famous. So
yeah. Hey, Big John Fitzpatrick, how you doing, brother? Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, check this out here. So.
Care about staying? I don't care about spiders. Oh, God. You got the line. We're good. No, still got it? Yeah. Oh my God, dude. What just happened?
I don't know.
Oh, my bait's quick. I'm about to take it all the way down. Are you kidding me?
Oh, good. I gotta stop that one. He's like, what happened?
I don't even know. Like there was like a bee or something in my ear. And I just went like this.
I hope you tie yours on.
What?
Your line.
I mean, oh yeah.
Oh, I see. I don't. I just slip it through. I will now.
I bet too.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, we're stopping that one. So, as you see there, guys, he said there was a bee. I don't know if you can hear the audio. So, but he says there was a bee, and he had that little hoodie thing on because Aaron is actually a cancer survivor, so he's very cautious about being in the sun, just like me and Tyler are. And I guess he thought it was a bee, but somehow it flips out of his hand, guys. And there's more. Like I said, there's more after that. Once I stopped it, he's still pulling it up, and he's pulling his whole entire spool of line off there. And but he's it's funny after the fact. I mean, they got his rod back, but he actually took electrical tape. So, needless to say, I think I'm going to start tying mine on just for the simple fact of we got the rod back and was able to be able to use it, which is awesome. You know what I mean? Because it's a nice rod. You don't want to lose a Kimura rod. They don't even make them things no more. So.
Well, let's face it. It happens to the best of us. You guys saw it 2 episodes when Kyle casted my G Loomis NRX, which is a $550 rod alone. And it's like, talk about making somebody sick. But yeah, it happens to the best of us. So, guys, you heard me talking about the Angler Tour a second ago, and I keep harping on the Angler Tour. But one thing I want to tell you about this is that this Jacob and Alex are on an amazing adventure, man. These cats are hooked up. I mean, they're fishing 40 different places, 35 different states that they're going through to make this happen. They're in search of 25 different species, 7 state fish, and they're getting paid to do this. They're literally, this is their job for the summer. So I had the opportunity to be a part of that this past weekend. I took Jacob and Alex to Rocky Fork. And I think by watching the video, if you guys are not subscribed to Angler on YouTube or myself, go over and do that. Again, I'm on another line on there, so definitely I need some subscribers or any help. Also, guys, one thing I want to tell you is we got 2 on another line shirts over here. They're larges. That's all I have left is 2 large shirts. If you guys wear large or know somebody that will, share this video. We're going to pick somebody here in the next few days to get rid of those 2. We're going to have some new ones made. But I'm going to show you guys here what I'm talking about with the new stuff that's coming from Angler. So you can see here that here is the Angler website. I've gone to angler.com/tour. It tells you about what all he's doing. He's traveling 10,000 miles, 35 states, 25 species, 10 state fish. Tells about Jacob. He's a collegiate angler. Him and Alex both fish for the Ohio State University. They're going down to fish the FLW National Collegiate Championship on the Red River in Louisiana. He doesn't have a job. He's just going fishing down there and fishing all the way back. They're fishing with a lot of different people, and they started their trip out really decently. The Conneaut Creek in Ohio fished for steelhead, and then they stopped at Rocky Fork Lake to see myself. But if you see here, you could click on both of these things now, and this is going to open up what's brand new about the Angler Tour. Or the Angler app, not just Angler Tour. They're unveiling this stuff with Jacob, but this is going to be live as soon here very soon. But you can see our entire trip.
No, Larry, we didn't get hatch yet.
Yeah, we're working on getting
we're getting some other ones made. So we're getting them coming too, and we're changing the design of the shirts. We're gonna go with a little more flashy, I guess we're going to say.
Yeah, I mean,
a little more eye-catching, and we're going to put the Facebook and links and stuff like that on there. So yeah, we got them coming too, man.
As soon as we know, we'll let you know. Yeah. And here's the deal, guys. You can see here this map. You see the Jacob Jasonics name there above his. This is his angler profile. this is what you and I could have, you know, for free most of the time. Most of the stuff's going to be for free. There is some premium features that you can have, but there's a button here that says relive this trip. So I'm going to play this back for you so you can see it really quickly. And let me move this over just a hair so you can see what's going on. Alright, so here's the thing. Let's see if I can zoom this thing in a little bit. I wonder if it'll still play this way. It should. Alright, so there you see the button here that says relive this trip. If I hit play, you can see where we started out. That's where I started the angler tracker at. You can see a fish that we caught there. There's a double fish that we caught. Again, you can see this in real time, actually, how our day progressed. This particular moment right now, I could tell you that Jacob had forgotten some stuff in his truck, actually all of his tackle. So we went back to pick that up, caught a fish while we were back in the cove there by the boat ramp, headed back out. Again, this is real time. It shows all of the temperature. It shows all the weather information there. The moon, you can see this is all, you know, pulling in. And notice that this thing is changing as we're fishing. So it's keeping track of all the information that we're using while we're fishing and while we're, you know, tracking and logging the data. This is something that I'm really, really, you know, amped about, because this is going to be a feature at some point to where you can share a link and people can watch you fish live on the water. So if you post a picture, it'll pop.
Bass Track.
It'll be basically like Bass Track.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. You know, you can see here's a photo. Like I said, it was Rocky Fork. We didn't smash them. We caught a couple fish. Ended up going over to Paint Creek, caught some fish there. Found this fish right here on a bed, actually. And guys, if you guys are interested in seeing this whole trip take place, make sure you're subscribed to my YouTube channel and the Angler's YouTube channel, because it will be released tomorrow. Apparently the video turned out awesome. That's what Linda said. I haven't seen it. So Angler Tour, the Angler app, you know, I think that's all that needs to be said about that, because it is legit stuff and it is legit, you know, going to be super awesome. So where are the fish at St. Clair, Josh? Do you know?
Well, from what I've been hearing, they're like the biggest thing is 4 to 8 foot of water. Can't wait to go up there. I'm trying a new place out. I don't know if anybody's ever stayed or used Ken's Marine, but we're using Ken's Marine this year. I'm going to stay on the water. They got a little camper there we're renting. We're leaving. Actually have a couple boat slips. We're going to use those, so we'll be on the water all the time. So basically get out of the camper, walk right over to the boat. We're going to try it this time. You know, if it don't work out, we're going to try to go back up in June. We'll just go back to the old, you know, go stay at the Baymont and launch every day. So this will definitely save some time as far as going back and forth. And where we stay at from where we launch at, guys, is like 10 to 15 minute ride, you know, and it's not through a little city there. It's it's not bad at all. But you know, and definitely if I get, you know, we get up there, I'm gonna try to go live a few times this weekend.
That'd be cool.
So I'm gonna try to leave it on maybe like, you know, 20-30 minutes or so that we're up there, and hopefully, you know, we get on some fish. We'll be able to talk a little bit, and maybe I'll be able to watch the comments, and, you know, hopefully you guys get on there and check them out. Just probably be Saturday on that, since there's a lot of, like I said, the wind. I don't know what the wind's going to do. Checking it out as far as Friday, it's changed 3 times. So, you know how that goes. The weathermen are never right. You know,
yeah.
it may be flat, slick, calm, and, you know, look like glass out there come Friday. But, well, you know, it's definitely going to, you gotta respect that. And hey, there's Stumbo. Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron. We made you famous, brother.
We made you famous.
Yeah. We'll have to play it again for you in just a second.
Yeah, we'll have to play it just for you one more time, man, since you're on here. Levi Watt. Hey, Tyler, started fly fishing. It's totally new. Wondered, you know, any much about it. Had any tips on it?
Levi, I've done some fly fishing in my day. I'm not as good as a fly fisherman as I am bass fishing, but here's what I'm going to tell you with that. You're only good as your equipment when you come to fly fishing. You can go out and, you know, catch fish, but here, first off, the biggest deal is casting and using the right weight rod for the line and stuff you're using. I am not an expert on that. I don't claim to be. You know, maybe I can get Landon or somebody that's a big fly fisherman. Eddie Spears is who we need to get a hold of. Eddie Spears is a really good fly fisherman. He'll be able to help you out. But in my opinion, the hardest thing to do is getting a cast down. If you get your cast down, you know, it's not easy after that, obviously, but I think that's half the battle, is learning how to cast a fly. Tying really good knots, coming in from your floating line to your tippet. One of my favorite knots to use, not only for that, but for tying line, braiding the line to regular monofilament or fluorocarbon, is a blood knot. The blood knot, let's see if I can pull up a photo of the blood knot.
Sorry, Levi, I can't help you. I've never thrown a fly rod in my life. Or tried it.
They're very, very tough to get used to there for a while. I found a blood knot here. I'll show you my favorite. And again, I use this all the time to bring in braided line to a monofilament leader or floating line to backer, basically to tip it on a fly rod. So let me grab this photo here. It is really good knot to tie, for sure. And again, you could just search for anything that has to do with blood knot online. You can find people tying it. They're all over the place on YouTube as well.
Is Tyler Akers still in here?
I don't know.
Hey, Tyler Akers is still in here. How'd you do in that open? I thought you told me he was going to fish a tournament.
He did fish a tournament. I know for sure because he sent me a picture of his water temperature was 75 degrees, which is crazy to think about.
Right. Okay. Well, how'd you do in that, man?
All right. So here is blood knot. Notice that you have lines coming from both directions. The real cool thing about this knot is the fact that you can snip these tag ends really, really close to the knot, and it allows it to come out of the guides a lot easier. And again, obviously you can't learn how to tie this knot by looking at this picture on this thing. So go out, download this photo, or watch some YouTube videos, check out this blood knot. Because here's what my biggest frustration is when it comes to fly fishing is before I learn how to tie these knots is, one, getting that stuff to come out of my guides, because on a fly rod it is really, really small. So that blood knot allows me to do that a little better. Also, you catch a fish and your knot breaks where your transition is, and that is the most horrific feeling, no matter if you're fly fishing or what. And another thing, the most important thing about fly fishing is, in my opinion, is buy a pair of waders that don't leak. In the summertime, they're not bad. You can get out there and wade, but
I don't know if John tagged somebody or he just put that in there. But Kirk Manning, Elk River Fly Fishing, I'd say that's tagged, or he tried to tag, and maybe where it's not. Yeah,
Kirk Manning, that dude's awesome too. 80-degree water at Yatesville Saturday. Wow. Hey, I had a guy contact me on Instagram. He said he was from over in West Virginia somewhere, is fishing Yatesville. Wanted to know if I had any tips. I was like, well, I don't think the water temperature is probably much over 65, 68 degrees because of the weather we've been having. Boy, was I ever wrong. He's like, man, we were up in the creeks and found 70, 75 degree water temperature, and I thought the guy was just yanking my chain. And then Tyler sent me a picture of 75, and John saying 80. I'd say these fish
bluebird skies though have really done it.
The fish definitely have moved off the beds. I would imagine. I'd say they were probably deep at 80 degrees. That's crazy.
Well, I took my daughter out, and guys, if you didn't get to attend, there was a Jake's Fishing Derby out at Lake Vesuvius this past week, and the Pedro Bass Club was out there weighing fish for the kids and stuff like that. I think it's the Turkey Federation, I think, that puts it
NWTF.
on. NWTF puts it on out there, and they did a good job. And I took my little girl out there, and we fished. And of course, we caught one little bluegill, and she's like, "Well, I want to catch something else." So we walk over to the other point, and she ends up catching a little channel cat. It's probably, I don't know, 10 inches, 10, 11 inches, and she kept telling me, she said, "Daddy, my bobber's going." And I thought it just flowed in because the wind was blowing towards us, and I'm like, look, and then I see it about 6 inches below the water, and she finally jerks and catches it. But I'm walking over to get this little bucket they give you to put the fish in so you can weigh it, and I'm filling the bucket up, and I look, when I'm walking over to where I can get it, I look down, and there's a fish guarding a bed. It's on the bed. So I get the water, take it back, put a little catfish in it, set it up in the shade, try to keep it cool. And I get my daughter up there, and I let her wear my glasses, the polarized ones, and let her look at that fish. And you would have thought, I think she's like me. She didn't want to give up, and Just so you know, a bass is not scared of a little night crawler in his bed. I mean, I
What?
tried.
It didn't eat it?
No, I tried.
Are you kidding me?
Well, it was hard. The wind's blowing, and it was just, it wouldn't hardly, and I couldn't get it to hit. And so once we walked back and waited a little fish for her, she kept saying, "Let's go back and get that one, Dad. Let's go back and get that one." You know, and she was telling me which way it was going. It was funny. It was awesome. You know, just a great memories to spend with my daughter, and I enjoyed it out there. And she complained a little bit, but you know, that's a kid, but she, you know, she done all right.
That's awesome, yeah. So guys, one of the things I want
What's
to
up,
do.
Dan Marlin, Scott Black, Bill Sloan?
Hey fellas, how you guys doing? Thanks for sticking
Since
around.
Stumbo's on here, let's since we got 16 people watching now, you guys got to watch this again.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aaron. You
So-
told me you said to make you famous, so we're gonna make you
so we're gonna
famous.
show you this one more time, and I'm also going to show you the hot bait that I used this past weekend at Rocky Fork, and I'm gonna show you the big one that Josh and I caught 2 weeks ago. So here's Aaron losing his rod. Maybe.
Maybe.
There we go.
Care about snakes? I don't really care about spiders. Are you kidding me?
Yep.
You got the line, or you catch it? No, sir, oh my God, dude, what just happened?
Oh, it's awesome.
That's awesome.
That is epic, man.
All right, so
That's why I love GoPros, guys. Listen,
for sure,
it's not about the fish catches sometimes. It's about the funny stuff that you catch
for sure.
and that you see, you know. And I'm telling you, you've got to get you a GoPro. I will tell you this. The $199 one will not do looping.
Yeah.
So it's a waste of your time, just being honest with you. Go to the Hero 5 or the 6, or if you can find them off of the marketplace or wherever, buy you a used one.
Yeah.
You know, so but I'm telling you, that right there is what you can relive that moment and have a good laugh for time to
Yeah.
come.
Speaking of GoPros, guys,
Aaron says, "How does that happen?" Aaron, we have the other film too of you knocking your glasses off your head with your hat.
we're gonna show that one
We're
too.
gonna show that one too.
Anyway, guys, here, one thing I want to mention to you guys: if you guys want to post your videos and stuff for us to see, just hashtag on another line, all one word, on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. We're going to search those every day before we go online, and if you post those, we're going to we'll not only share them via our Facebook post, we're going to give you some love there, but we're also going to hoard them up and show them at the end of the photo, or end of the episode. But one of the things that I showed Jacob this past weekend on the Angler Tour, and like Josh said, the very first thing was I showed them JB's fish sauce. They were, we were fishing around, not catching any fish for the first 25 minutes of the trip, so I knew there was fish on this one bank, so I was like, heck with this, man. So pulled out JB's fish sauce, shook the garlic, sprayed it on there. They were like, man, I want some garlic bread. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, it's extremely potent. But I told them then, I was like, here's the deal. I'm going to make you a believer before this day's over. Mark my words. And sure enough, hopefully, if it makes it, I don't know if it is. Again, I can understand if it doesn't on the angler stuff. I did promote JB's stuff pretty hard because I believe in it that much.
Right.
That's the same as the angler stuff. But we were spraying it. I'm literally, and not kidding you, I sprayed it. One cast later, caught a fish. And then they're like, first off, I was like, well, maybe that's just a fluke. So I fished all day, and I lost several fish. I don't know if you guys have ever had this happen to you, but we're using shaky heads up there, and I don't know if they were short striking or running towards us. First off, when you set the hook, they were going airborne immediately. There was no fight to them. They were just going straight airborne. We should have probably caught 12 fish at Rocky Fork and only landed 3 of them. I've never lost so many fish in my entire life. First off, I pour my own shaky head from a do-it mold. I used mustad hooks, either anywhere from 3 to 5/0, depending on the size of the weight. So I lost 3 fish in a row, and I said, you know what? My hook's dull. It has to be my hook. So I went back. I threw that one in my box, grabbed a brand new mustad shaky head that I just poured there the other day, and it was sharp as I don't know what. Tied it on there, and I bet I lost 4 or 5 fish on that hook throughout the day. It was very, very frustrating. But we caught them on a Jackal Flick Shake 4.8. Guys, I can't say enough about these baits. The reason that I like them so well, this is a 4.8 inch in Cola. But one thing that these things are designed for, these things are actually designed for wacky rigging. They actually have their own little curl. They're like S-shaped naturally. they shape like that so they have a lot more action in the water. If you put these things on a shaky head, they have so much action, it's unreal. Especially on a, you know, if you wacky rig them, you know, these things go crazy under the water. But the cool thing about it is they're different on both sides, so they actually fall erratically. Not both sides are not doing the exact same thing. Also, when you put these things on a shaky head, you can see the bottom side of this tail is already curved. What happens is that thing actually flips like almost like a swim bait in the water. So we were actually getting hit swimming the thing back to the boat, and I threw, I'm not kidding, every moving bait I had, crankbaits, spinnerbaits, buzz baits, poppers, everything that I have in my boat, swim jigs. I threw everything moving and couldn't get bit. And then throw this thing on and, you know, working it really slow, finesse style. And then we caught a few, but like it seems like every other cast we'd reel it in and just get smoked right at the boat. So I don't know why they were chasing this thing. I think it's because the tail was wiggling a lot as it was going. So it's kind of finessey, but it does have a lot of work, you know, a lot of action too. And again, that's a Jackal Flick Shake 4.8. They come in 4.8, 5.8, 6.8. I think there's actually an 8-inch version of that same worm. That's Cola collar there. Funny story. Kyle and I started using these baits way before I was affiliated with Shimano. I really liked them. Me being the idiot that I am, we couldn't find them anywhere. The only place that actually had them was Borders in Ashland. So we go over there. I asked Brad, I was like, "Hey, you got any of those Coca-Cola Flick Shakes?" He's like, "I got some cola ones." I was like, "Yeah, it'd be them." But you know, these are really good baits, guys. Again, check those out. The tackle box does have them. I don't know if they have any cola left because I buy the crap out of them, but you know, they're a great bait.
Aaron said terrible, just terrible. And then Chuck said that's why they caught fishing.
You're right. Yeah, that's the thing. So here's
hey, speaking of Chuck on there, Chuck, me and Tyler, before long, are going to come up. Me and Tyler's talked about it, and we're going to come up and have you take us out.
I actually might be going here soon.
We'll go on the guide, and we want to go out and do some walleye fishing and do some live streaming. I seen you the other day. He went live and I got on there and tried and watched a little bit of it. So yeah, we're definitely gonna come up and get with you and do some fishing, man. Do some walleye, maybe do some live from up there, maybe one episode.
Yep. So guys, last week I tried to show you this video and I couldn't show it to you. I had some hardware issues with my computer. Finally got that stuff figured out. So Josh and I fished with Pedro Bass Club 3 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago? Whenever it was. 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
What was it? 28th?
We went there.
So it's been like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
We had a decent time. It was really windy. First off, I told you guys a story. Put a prop on my boat that I didn't have the proper thrust washer for. So my boat wouldn't come on plane. It wouldn't spin my prop fast enough, and I'm very, very lucky that it wouldn't. And I stopped because I could have done some extreme damage to my lower unit. Luckily, I just stopped and we just kind of cruised the whole day. But I did get the proper thrust washer. I'm going to fix that. But here is a video.
What's up, Bear Dog? How you doing, buddy? Yes.
So again, here's a video. One thing I want you to make sure you listen to the guy. We're having a conversation of this fella. He's out there crappie fishing, and before this video comes on, I asked the guy, I was like, "Hey man," I was like, "Do you care if we go in between you here in the boat or your boat in the bank?" I said, "I see you're crappie fishing. We're bass fishing in a tournament." He's like, "Oh man, no, go ahead. You ain't hurt me at all." And then right when the video comes on, you can hear him say, "I found some mushrooms last night, and I wanted some crappie to go with it." So.
All the lakes have been bad with the rain we've had. It's been hit or miss.
Yeah, you're right. The weather's been crazy.
I found some mushrooms last night, so I want some crappie to go along with it.
There you go.
Swing and a miss.
Yeah.
Yes. There you go.
There you go.
The freaking doctor, dude. Oh, my.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
there it was. Hey, Aaron, what's up, brother?
Hey, speaking of Aaron, I'm about to ask him a question in a minute about my jack plate.
All right, so here's the deal, guys. Those of you guys who are just joining us, I want to let you guys know just as well as we are. What we did in the beginning of the show is our numbers are going drastically in the crappa. So we need your help to try to get those things back up. Facebook has changed their view things, but we're going to try to do some things to get you guys more involved with this show as opposed to just watching us ramble and seeing videos and all of our stuff we're talking about. First off, I have some big names in bass fishing going to come on with us. I'm working on that right now. They're going to Skype in and talk to us just like before. We still do want to see the people that are winning the tournaments and stuff. So, Aaron, those of you guys that are running local tournaments, here's what I'm going to get some cards made. Actually, I already have them. Next time I see you guys, I'm gonna give you a handful of them. I'm gonna have that, my email and stuff on the back and my phone number. Give those cards to those guys so they can get a hold of me if they're interested in being a part of the show. But the big thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a thing that's gonna allow one of you guys once every 2 weeks to take over our page on Facebook. We want to see. I don't know if you guys saw the 5x3 center stage stuff several years ago. I don't know if that stuff's going on, but I got a huge kick out of that. I like to see people that were the same as me, weekend anglers, see what their week was like. I like to see what people do for a living. Show us a little bit about your life. Show us what you do for a living. Tell us about your family. Tell us some tips and tricks that you may have. Show us around your boat. If you don't have a boat, guys, if you're not even a tournament fisherman and you just fish ponds, that's totally fine. This is not anything to do with tournament fishing or anything like that. It's all about fishing. We're trying to learn. And we're working with some of the people that we're affiliated with. So if you're chosen for those spots, we're going to try to give you some stuff that our sponsors will, are giving us to help you guys out. So we're going to, we're going to pick somebody here in the next week or so, get a hold of you and see if you're interested in helping us out for the first time. And then we're going to try to get on with that. Also, we have 2 large On Another Line shirts. That's all we have left. We're getting some new ones made. We're going to do some screen printing of some, like Josh said earlier, the more flashy t-shirts. 1, to get our name out there. 2, I don't like wearing crappy t-shirts. Not saying those are. I'm just saying that if I'm wearing a t-shirt, I want this JB's Fish Sauce t-shirt, something that's nice. One nice material, new, and it doesn't look, so crappy when you're wearing it. So we're going to get some of those made. We're going to get some new hats and stuff made. But if you guys don't care to share this stuff out, I appreciate it. Anybody that shares this video here in the next couple days, we're going to have an opportunity to win those 2 shirts. We're going to give 2 of them away to 2 separate people. So make sure you share that. Also, they are larges. That's the only shirt size we have left. We had a couple mediums, a couple big boy sizes, and they went quick style.
Yeah, man, I was surprised.
There's very few people that wear larges anymore, I can tell you that.
But Aaron says make sure you lip that big girl. Yeah. And then Mike Wagon says pond fishing all the way. Justin Burr said nice. I usually film my fishing trips when I go out.
There you go, Justin. I tell you what, my biggest thing is I love fishing. I love filming my own stuff because here's the thing, I can relive my fishing trips, and I'm going to show you guys here really quick. Those of you guys that maybe just joining in, we've partnered and are affiliate with Yolatech. Yolatech creates a powered GoPro mount that you can put on your navigation port in your boat. But I'm going to show you guys here a really cool video that I took the other day actually I was going to pick Josh up, I believe. I'm pretty sure.
It was.
And here is, let's see here.
Plus we learned one thing, don't film in 4K. Unless you have like a super computer.
Yeah, that's the truth. I don't know if I can even play this or not because it's in 4K and I can't. So it's cool.
There you go.
Yeah,
that's the reason why.
Yeah, don't film in 4K. But
yeah,
the cool thing about this photo or this thing is that I actually, I put it in the nav port of my boat and just left it run from my dad's house where my boat's stored down to Speedway in Colgrove. So it was a really cool shot. Definitely check those out.
Larry Slack says, Michael Atkins wore out on his shirt, so it looked like spandex on us.
Hey, but I understand.
Fat guy in a little shirt. Hey, I got to say, there's no way I can put a large on either.
No way,
so I'm
dude.
with you, Larry. And,
yeah, it's one of those deals where.
Whoa. And we use the Hero 6 and the Hero 5, Justin. That's the cameras we use on the boat.
Yeah, I have actually have a Hero 4, black and silver. I had 2 of those. I use those on the chesty mount, and I do that because, guys, one of the things we've ran into is the fact that the GoPro Hero 6 is an amazing camera, but a couple things that I want to talk to you about first and foremost is if you're running power to your camera, for example, from the Yolatech Power Stick, if you're powering your GoPro, no matter if it's a 4, 3, 5, 6, the best practice for you to do, guys, is to take the battery totally out of the camera and plug it into power. There's a couple advantages to this. There's a couple downfalls. If you lose power, for example, the other day, my boat has an issue right now. I'm sure it's the connections on my battery. When I start my boat, my graph on my console freezes. So it's drawing too much amperage to the motor. There's a connection there that's loose or something, so I need to fix that. But what happens is I have to turn my main power off and turn it back on before my graph will come back on, because it actually literally freezes. Well, when that happens is the power goes off to your GoPro, which obviously if there's no power to it, it's going to go off.
Right.
That's one of the main downfalls of that. Two main downfalls is, again, your battery goes dead or whatever, you're not going to have any power. This GoPro, guys, takes 0 battery power away from you. It draws very little amperage. Yeah. So you can leave that thing on for like a week and you'll still have battery enough charge to start your boat. A couple advantages are, one, that it saves heat. What's happening is if you have it plugged in, it's constantly charging that battery. Well, charging a battery generates heat. So when it generates heat, it's going to degrade the camera's functionality, and it's also going to potentially cause the camera to stop functioning. So pull the battery out, plug it in. If you're going to run power to it, do not have the battery and the power connected to it. One of the other things that I've noticed, especially on my 6, is that it tries to run on battery power 100% of the time, and no charger that I know of, as far as now, I'm sure there are somewhere, none of them that I have, charges fast enough. It doesn't put out enough amperage to actually charge that battery fast enough or cycle it fast enough as it actually, it drains, if you will. So take the battery out, plug it in, you'll never have an issue with it. Josh and I had a bunch of trouble out of mine for 2 or 3 weeks, and I couldn't figure out the problem, so I started reading on the GoPro's website, and to be honest with you, I was really ticked. I've got a $400 camera,
yeah,
and it was acting like something I picked up at Big Lots back in 1975. It was just terrible. The quality was awesome, but I couldn't get it to stay on, so I looked online, and sure enough, it makes sense. Take the battery out if you're going to put power to it.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah.
And guys, I mean, that is the way to go, is powering these things up, not having to worry about them. I mean, it's nice. And now Tyler's got the little Bluetooth remote. We can start and stop all of our GoPros in one button. So that's pretty cool. We like that. But as far as the cameras, guys, one thing we found out is Tyler is like a quality, like OCD, and Tyler puts out good stuff. And we've noticed that on the 5s and the 6s, our sound's muffled. Well, the GoPro, and we ain't got one sitting around here anywhere.
Nope, I don't.
But it's got 3 microphones. It's on the top, on the side, and on the bottom. And they're actually covered with the new cases that come with GoPro. They're covered up.
Yeah, the skeleton case.
So, and that's pretty much what we use to mount everything in. So, there's a YouTube video out. Go out and search it. How to modify that. It cuts out the hole so it clears up the microphone. And they actually got a thing now. It's a little wrap you can wrap around it, which kills the wind. And I'm gonna get that. I already ordered it, and to try to kill the wind, so there's no wind noise. The only thing you have is just the sound of it. So can't wait to get that in and try that out. And if it works, like we always do, we'll give you the link. Of course, it's gonna be the cheapest because we always try to find the cheapest way. That's what we're here to try to find stuff and do that. So make sure you check that out.
Yeah, and I mentioned the Yolatech Power Stick. I'm going to be coming out with some videos here coming up soon, guys. Again, I have one more week of school left. After that, I'm going to try to produce a video every day for the entire 3 months I'm off for the summer. So, we're looking at 120 videos potentially. Yeah. I understand that that's going to be tough for me to do because I'm going to, run out of content. There's no potential way that on a teacher's salary that I can fish 120 days in a row. unless I'm like going to Vesuvius and fishing for a bluegill.
I'll say you.
I mean, I could do it, but
you find some lakes around here. Hey,
Yeah.
Rupert.
Yeah. So,
Jackson, I think. Can you do the big motor, Jackson?
yeah.
Anyways,
Channel.
while you're pulling that up there, Aaron, I think Aaron's still in here. If you are, Aaron, give me a thumbs up so I know I'm going to ask you a question, guys. Like I said, we have questions just as well as you guys do. And if you have any questions, make sure you put them down there. And guys, if we don't see your comment, we try to acknowledge every comment that's made.
For sure.
So make sure that, if you don't see us comment or even say, hey, just a second, let us know, because sometimes, like I said, we don't see all the comments on here, and we don't want to definitely do it. Just Bruce, I thought about getting a Canon, the tripod.
Yeah.
Takes a lot of room. That's people. Well, if I don't know how that one mounts or whatever, Justin, but we use just a little clamp mount on the GoPro. We clamp at the back pole when I'm fishing. If that video you see there, mine's actually clamped to the seat pole on the back. Tyler uses
Vixia, I think, is an actual handheld camera.
Oh, okay, then yeah.
Here's one thing
Sure,
you can do.
You can do it there.
If you have if you're just fishing off the front of the boat, take a tripod, put it on the back of your deck, and then, like he said, take your seat post and ratchet strap it or bungee cord it to that thing so it doesn't fall over.
Yeah.
I like the idea of using a full censored camera like that, because you don't get that fisheye effect with the GoPros, or with like you do the GoPros. But like Josh says, the convenience of just being able to stick that thing anywhere. I shoot all of my stuff in 2.7K. I render it out at 1080p. The reason that is because the videos on YouTube that I post, you can push it all the way to 4K. Potentially, first off, I don't like spending hours upon hours trying to get Reddit video. I mean, it's just terrible. 4K is awesome. I don't own a 4K monitor. I don't know if you guys do. If you have a 4K TV, you can watch them there, but unless you do, you're not getting the full advantage. So 1080p is plenty high enough for me, but what I do is I shoot in 2.7K, which is in between 1080p and 4K. And the reason I do that is it gives me a wider view that I can then crop down to 1080p. So if I want to zoom in on something, I have more pixels to do that, as opposed to, basically like think of pixels as specks of sand. And with 2.7K, you have 2.7 thousand little grains of sand in 1 inch. Across the whole entire screen. Sorry, but so the more of those pixels you have, the easier it is for you to zoom in, and it doesn't lose that much quality. So that's why I shoot in 2.7K, but I render in 1080p. So here is a quick video showing what the GoPro looks like on a Yolatech Power Stick 53-inch coming off of the back of a Nitro Z21. And it is, I can't remember, I'll be able to tell you in just a second if this is actually fully extended or not. So this is fully extended, and it's not going to play because this one's in 4K too. Actually, it is going to play. So you can see you get a really cool, view of your entire boat, which I really like. So that's one thing with the Yolatech that you get. Another cool thing is that you don't have to change any batteries. So if you look down on the previous post from last night, I think it was last night or night before last, I posted a link that's the stupid deal of the week for Onto the Line. So definitely go down and check that out. They make a bunch of stuff. They also make some silicone putty that goes around the connections to make them water resistant. They're not submergible. Don't stick them in the water with that stuff wrapped around them. It may not hurt it. You may get away with it, but that one time that you don't get it sealed correctly, you're going to have a paperweight for a GoPro.
All right, Aaron. I got a question for you since you're the motor guy. That's when we will go to. Put that Atlas hydraulic jack plate on my boat. Of course, I don't know exactly what the settings are where, and I went out and ran it yesterday. It chime walked really, really bad. I think if I took it up more, it went away, or the trim down. What is the secret, or to you just got? I know it's seat time, obviously, but what's some tips you can give me as far as maybe trim it down a little more and use a jack plate, or vice versa, of what we can do, as far as trying to take chime walking. I'll tell you this, it was just me. There's only like a quarter tank gas in it, and there was no water live wells or anything like that. And I just ran it up maybe from the Ironton boat dock, probably up a little past AK, turned back around, went back, went done it one more time. So just help me out with just a little bit of, you're a big motor. As far as what kind of adjustments I should do. I mean, I did hit 69 miles an hour with a 4-blade prop. I was pretty impressed out of that. My water pressure stayed around 20, so 18 to 20. So I'm happy with that, of course. So I'm I know the water pressure is good.
Trim her up until you lose water pressure, baby. I know that's what he's going to say. That's what he's going to say.
Or he's going to say buy black. Buy black. But and I just, like I said, I know it's going to take some seat time. I used to never run it with this. I think I've only drove Tyler's boat maybe once or twice. So, but I want to make sure, kind of give me some points, tips. You want PM me or whatever, just ask for a little help, guys. And like, you guys, we're not scared to ask for help. We're not pros at anything, really.
And that's the thing.
We're pros at not being pros. How about that?
Right, yeah, we're not too proud to ask and tell you that we're not. So
right.
That's the cool thing about it is, guys. We got some really exciting things coming here soon, and I hope you guys are enjoying the show so far today. But if you guys have any questions, like Josh said, comment below. Again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, make sure you've liked the page or followed, because if you're commenting on here and you're not liked the page, apparently we can't see it, because at the end of this show, like one of the very first shows, Aaron tried to have Kevin Baxter on.
Yeah.
And we'd love to have him on here soon, but we're working on trying to get him on, and then he said, "Hey Aaron, I'm ready," and we never ever saw that comment until the next day. Josh sent me a message like, "Hey man, did you see this comment when we were filming?" And I didn't, and so that's what kind of like got us going on.
And guys, like I said, we don't want to ignore anybody. If you guys want to come on the show, hey, say, hey, I want to come on now, and we'll show you. We'll get you on Google Hangout and get you live here right now. So it's simple, guys. I mean, it's not hard.
Yeah, we have a
do it from your phone or whatever.
We have a very small studio here in my spare bedroom in my house. But if you guys are interested in coming here and hanging out, that's really cool. Here's another cool thing about it. In the summertime, we're going to actually go live remote somewhere. Yeah. Probably thinking about the tackle box. We're working on it. I need to talk to Greg Drown and Debbie for one, make sure that they're cool with that. But two, I need to make sure they have Wi-Fi and the proper access, because if we don't have Wi-Fi, or not really Wi-Fi, if we don't have wired connection, we cannot be able to do this. So
yeah,
one thing we're looking at there, and we'd love to meet you guys when we're out there. So we'd like to extend that opportunity. So
also, Aaron, you got a tournament tomorrow on the river. I don't know.
You guys fishing tomorrow? Supposed to.
Yeah.
Supposed
I think
to rain.
what's tournaments we got coming up?
Of course, Aaron's Wednesday nights tomorrow. Coming out a little sandy. I think, let me check out my calendar here. Pretty much got there's a Ohio Bass Nation team tournament trail out of Buckeye Lake this Saturday for sure. I'll be fishing that. Kyle and I are fishing. We got smoked at Rocky Fork, guys. Rocky Fork has not been fishing like Rocky Fork lately. Usually you can go there and catch 12 inchers like within an hour. It's hard to catch some big ones, but it's not been that way this year. Kyle and I fished 2 solid days and never caught one keeper bite. Never had one keeper bite, which is pretty amazing. We did probably have one keeper. He lost it when we were fishing there, but we fished that tournament and got skunked. We never caught a fish, so we're like 23rd place. We're looking to finish in the top 5 to be considered for the Ohio Bass Nation team tournament, or the actual Ohio Bass Nation state team. And then after that, we'll compete, obviously, for the regionals or for the state, and then go on into the national championship, hopefully. But that's coming up.
Yeah, Aaron says his tournament starts tomorrow at 5, and that is from Little Sandy Boat Ramp. And Aaron, appreciate that info down there. Yeah, I didn't do that. So, cause as soon as I got on plane, I tried to move it up because I knew it was lower than what I needed. But yeah, I'm definitely going to try. Guys, and what I ran before was like 7 inches or so total from the offset, and I think this is a total of 9. So I'm trying to base the numbers on what I measured, and so I need to probably get that out of my head and start from scratch. I'm gonna try that. And actually, the next time I get to try, it's gonna be at St. Clair Thursday, or probably Thursday, because we're hoping to launch the boat Thursday, and then I may take it out and run around, maybe try to get a couple hours fishing in that evening time if I can, especially the weather's good. But Aaron, I sure do appreciate that, buddy, and I still owe you I'm still going to come pull your boat for you and show that my truck gets over 20 miles a gallon pulling a bass boat, and then you got to take me riding that 300. So.
Yeah. Also, again, this Saturday, High Bass Nation at Buckeye. You can still fish that if you like. Next weekend, the 26th, Pedro Bass Club at Paint Creek. And then June 2nd is Lawrence County Bass Club, Gallipolis Pool on the Ohio River. June the 9th is Lawrence County Bass Club Husband and Wife at East Lynn. Doesn't have to be your wife. You don't have to be married. It just has to be somebody of the opposite sex. And no, you can't dress in a wig and a dress. So you can't do that. And then right after that, Pedro Bass Club, June 16th at Yatesville Lake. So that's what we've got coming up for the next few days.
Who's
So
River Valley? Do we have any of those?
I don't have any of them on here.
Yeah, I think that.
So.
Let me pull them up here real quick.
By the way, guys, Aaron's tournament, correct me if I'm wrong, $15 for a single, $25 for 2 people fishing a boat. You can fish by yourself. Like I said, it's a little cheaper, $15. So it does, make the pot go down a little bit if you're only fishing by yourself. But then again, you're kind of there's no sense paying for 2 people if you're only one person. So $15 will get you in that. And it is 5 to 9, Aaron?
I think so. Let's see. May 26th is River Valley Bass Club. May 26th is High River Eagle Creek. That's down around Aberdeen, guys. So it's a good little haul. So make sure you leave early if you can get to that. Dan Mullins was on here. I don't know if he'll comment and tell us what time that one's going to start. June 16th, they're at Paint Creek. June 30th at High River Greenup. So July 14th, Rocky Fork. We may have to hit that one too.
July 14th, yeah, if they're at Rocky Fork. I mean, because I've pretty much lived on there.
Yeah.
July 14th, I'll be in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Oh,
so,
well, I'll be fishing maybe by myself then.
Yeah.
So I might head up to that one. Yeah, guys, like I said, the June or May 26th, the High River Creek. If you want to fish with the River Valley Bass Club, make sure you check them out. Like I said, Pedro, we've been having great turnouts here lately for the Pedro Bass Club. The if you go online, 8:45, he said. If you go online there and look, we have had 24 boats one tournament, 28 the next, and then 24 boats after that. And so we definitely, you definitely, there's a chance there to win some good money. Ben and M, do it. Larry Slack says Eagle Creek time to be announced. So okay. So stay tuned there, guys. If you haven't liked their page, head on over to just go up your search bar, River Valley Bass Club, and like their page there. And they're good about posting on there, and you get to check everything out on there.
For sure, guys. There the other day we were talking about Tim Smith's fish, and we never did post it because we couldn't. Again, I've had some hardware issues on my computer. I've finally got this thing. I've got it down to submission, man. It's like saying,
knock on wood,
yeah,
right?
It's saying, nope, I don't want you to mess with me anymore, so I'm going to work. So we're going to throw this picture up of a fish that Tim Smith. Right click on that. Transform. Let's see. Fit the screen. I don't think that's right. Maybe. Let's see. Hey, there we go. All right, so there's a fish that Tim Smith caught the other day at Vesuvius. Pretty good toad. 5 pounds, I think, wasn't it? 4.9.
Yeah, right about 5 pounds.
4.9. I can tell you for sure because it's on the actual picture here. Is actually 5 3/4. Yeah, 5.75. 5 3/4.
14.94 is a
biggest
best five at
best
Yatesville.
5. All right.
Well, I'll tell you this about Tim though. He fishes here. The next time he fishes is with me at Vesuvius, and he blinks. But once again, I had JB's fish sauce and he didn't. But we had a good time out there. And if you guys didn't see the video on my Instagram and my Facebook page, I think I shared on this one. It's what happens when you set the hook like it's a big one, and it's not. I don't know if we have that on here. It comes flying at you, and and what's funny, if you can listen to the thing, Tim goes, "Dude, I didn't know that rod had that much backbone." So I cranked down on him, and I was trying to give it all I had. So
what rod were you using?
That Zodius.
Yeah,
the Zodius.
Medium heavy. It's got some torque.
That was a
flipping stick.
spin rod. So
oh.
yeah.
You yanked it out of there with a 7-foot medium action spinner rod?
I mean, I cranked down on him, and it was, and here he come. He tried to catch him. Luckily, the hook didn't go in his hand, so I'm happy about that. But guys, like I said, Tyler said earlier, if you have any kind of videos or anything you want to post, or you make sure you hashtag on our line, and or share it to our page, or PM us, or however you want to get a hold of us, Instagram. Make sure you get a hold of us, and we'll get you guys on here. Like I said, if you guys want to come on live, come join us. Guys, you got any more questions down there? There's Tim. He just now joined us again.
Hey Tim, we just
And,
showed your fish from a couple weeks ago. So.
Yeah. So yeah, make sure you guys check it out.
Yeah, guys, I'm going to show you guys here, hopefully, if I can find the right photo or the right video here. I'm going to try to download it and show you guys some stuff from this past weekend. First off, I'm going to show you a video here really quickly. I showed you guys the back view of the Yolotech. What I'm going to show you now, again, is just a front view of the thing here. And this is... You can put this in the front navigation port too as well. One thing to keep in mind on the front that I run into, and it may be different on your boat, but when you put the navigation switch on my boat is two different ways. Obviously, all boats are. So you have one for anchor and one for navigation. Well, when you turn the navigation one on, to turn the front light on, it turns all my dash lights on. So if I want to run it on the front all day, those things have to stay on all day, and that's wear and tear on that. So here is a quick, if this will play, this is in 2.7K, so it may have some trouble. But this is a view from looking back off the front nav port on my boat this past weekend. Having issues.
I bet that was a rough ride, dude. You don't have a seat there.
I do have a seat there, but I didn't bring it.
Oh, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. He's not in one, so.
Yeah, it actually, he said it wasn't too bad because he was slammed in there. But again, guys, that what you see there flashing in the wind, that's the cable for my Yolotech. I need to zip tie that down so it doesn't do that. You don't have that option. You don't have to worry about that in the back because obviously it's going behind the camera. So that's the Yolotech Power Stick 53-inch on the front. And then I'm going to show you a picture here. It's actually downloading. It's a pretty large file. I'm going to show you a video of us, the biggest fish we caught at Paint Creek. Again, Josh and I have a tournament there in 2 weeks with Pedro.
No, it's at Grayson. They flipped it.
What?
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. I thought that we was right. Remember when you texted me the other day and I said, you said no, we're at Paint Creek? And I said, I don't think so. We're at Grayson.
Well, that sucks because I spent about. If I knew that, then I would have just went to Yatesville or Grayson with those guys. I wouldn't have drove 2 hours north to fish.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure we're at Grayson. Yeah, I know we're at Grayson because I was talking to them the other day. So I think May 26th we're at Grayson. And it's a 6 a.m. takeoff time, so we might try to be there on time this time.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
But again, guys, one thing I want to mention: make sure you go over and subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. Please subscribe. I'm going to throw this up on the screen here. Again, I'm going to put a link here in the comments. Here's the deal: the thing before what was happening is everybody got paid for every video they posted on Facebook, or I'm sorry, on YouTube. And now what happens is these people, you know, with YouTube and the way they've changed their stuff, you don't get paid for your videos. Which, guys, don't get me wrong, I wasn't getting rich. I made like $100 last year, which is $100 in my pockets better than theirs. I'm trying to build a bigger following, but I'm going to comment. Here's my actual
Link.
There's a link to my my YouTube profile there. If you guys would click on that, subscribe, I'd appreciate it. Also, if you click subscribe, there's a little bell. If you click the bell, you get all the notifications when I upload videos. I'm also going to start putting these videos on YouTube. That way you guys can go back and look at those, hopefully in better quality. It's kind of crappy quality on this Facebook Live. I'm recording these as we go. We're going to put these on at full 1080p so you can see them. So again, there, if you guys would click on that. Also, I'm trying to build a following on Instagram. I've had a big thing. I've changed all my stuff. I'm gonna get Terry over at Fast Signs to reprint my backdrop here instead of Fishing with Tyler. I've changed everything to @on another line. The reason I've done that is the fact that I wanted to, I wanted everything to be the same. You see this show. You see my Instagram, you see my Twitter, you see my YouTube, everything, is on another line. Because again, you see Fishing with Tyler, you see a lot of different stuff, and it doesn't mesh. So I'm up to about 708 or 9 people on Instagram. So if you guys are on Instagram, go over there and follow me. Josh is at Buckeye Fisherman on Instagram. So go over there and like it up there if you don't care.
And more than likely, if you find me or you find him, you'll find either one of us too. So just go through some pictures there and check them out. Make sure you like them, guys. Share them out.
Yeah, Justin, you're exactly right. It's tough for us small guys. You got to have 1,000 subscribers and like it ended up being like 180 days of watch time, which is amazingly stupid to think about that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you here just some analytics, and I've been doing a thing, guys. Here's something I recommend you guys doing if you're trying to get affiliated with companies to get sponsored and all that stuff. Here's something that I'm doing, and it seems to be getting a lot of good response from the people that I'm affiliated with. Go through and send a monthly update to those guys. Here's how many people that I'm influencing. I have 5,000 people coming to my YouTube channel. I'm influencing 2,000 people with my On Another Line live video. Find out these analytics. All of these channels, all of these things have these analytics, and you need to start using them. They're there for your, potential use. And I'm going to hop on here to my page here, and I'm going to talk to you about, it was amazing. I was looking at the different stuff of YouTube, and it's crazy all this stuff that you can actually see. And again, I showed you guys a minute ago, I told you guys that the average watch time on our last video was 1 minute 20 seconds. Hopefully we can beat that this week.
Yeah.
Again, guys, we're giving away 2 On Another Line shirts. If you want one of those, they are largest. All I got. We're going to get some new ones made. We're going to start giving some of those away. We're going to have them for sale, hats, stuff like that. I'm also going to get Terry over at Fast Signs in Ashland to print us some On Another Line stickers, and we're going to just be throwing those out for everybody. You can have them all. But so if I go to my channel here, which you guys are not seeing, but if I go, actually, let's just bring this in. I'm gonna show you guys what's going on here. So here's my YouTube channel, and if
Justin, so you can head out, like the show, for sure going to drop a sub on your YouTube. Appreciate that.
Hey, Justin, man, subscribe there, buddy, and I will definitely subscribe to your channel too, so we can try to help each other out. Have a good day, bud. So here is my YouTube channel. If you look here, you can actually go into Creator Studio here, and then first and foremost, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about here. If you go down here to where it says Create, a lot of times people have a hard time looking for video or for music that's not copywritten or that's not Creative Commons licensed. There is a ton here on YouTube that you can download for free and put on your videos and monetize it. But if you look here under Analytics, you can see here it'll show analytics of my YouTube page. You see the watch time in the last 30 days is 7 days 18 hours. So the previous, that's down 20%, so that's not good. And again, that's because I'm not posting anything right now. But it shows your biggest performer. G Loomis Conquest, guys, I've done a couple videos on one of those at the beginning of the year. It's a hot topic because they're a $650 rod. People want to know what they're about before they buy them.
Yeah.
It's a simple fact. It shows you what your best performers are. You can see that I got 540 views on this one video in the past month. Also shows you top geographies, so where people are watching at. You can see that actually United States and Canada. Looks like Hawaii is actually
good job
out there.
Yeah.
But I was looking here.
Thailand. Does it say Thailand? Yeah, Thailand. Australia. I bet that's
Thailand. I bet
that's G-Cock, man. That guy, Stephen G-Cock.
Probably.
That's got to be them, dude.
Yeah, probably. But so you can look at all this stuff. You can see what's going
Travis
on.
Williams. Hey, was you up at Lake St. Clair? I think that's where I seen you post that.
So you can see here my average duration on my YouTube channel is about 3 minutes 21 seconds, which I'm okay with. The 3 minutes time, especially on YouTube, is okay. So another thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the fact that you can actually you can't monetize unless you have 1,000 subscribers. You can see right now if I go to my dashboard, I believe I have 161,000 views total, 618 subscribers. I am 382 away from being able to monetize my videos again, so I would appreciate it if you guys would share it. Go down there and subscribe, guys. Even I don't care if you never ever check your email. Hop over on YouTube, subscribe to that thing, and just let it go. If you want to go to a junk email and subscribe, that's totally fine. I don't care if you watch my videos. I'd like for you to, would like to interact and stuff, but I'm just looking to get my name out there, and again, this summer I'm going to be posting a video a day. So,
speaking of some of the viewers that come on here pretty often and talk to us, Adam Gilmore smacked him.
Oh, he smoked
up
him.
At Erie, man. I don't know if we can maybe pull in some pictures from his. I think he had a few over 5, and I think that's where I seen Travis comment that he was a St. Clair. He may have already jumped back off, but. Got guys, I mean, check out some of these right here, man.
Let's see here. Let's
see, that
when we
one's,
bring him in, bring this in.
that one's over 5 right there.
So these are some toads
Yeah,
here.
look at that, man. I mean, that's just.
Gilmore.
Yeah,
Got
and
some
guys,
big-
just so you know, he's not a little guy. That's
Check it out, Grant Williams.
Yeah,
is
that's
the
Grant,
same
not Travis. But
So 24 pound bag.
yeah, look at them. Was there ain't nothing better than that? I mean, guys. I mean, it's
Looks like he's around
5 hours, guys. I mean, you can go 5 hours away, and if you've never been on a trip like this, guys, get you a buddy together. Get you. I fish with 2 people or 3 people out of my boat. It's me, my brother-in-law, and my dad. We go up there, guys. It's not like beating the banks around here. You're fishing in the middle of nowhere around the whole boat. So, man, get somebody to go up there and try it out. You know, make sure you watch the weather. You know, be cautious of the weather. Lakes can get bad. You know, they're not like around here. They get big and they get big waves. Erie can go. Ask Tyler.
Trust me,
Erie,
I know.
Erie can go from flat, slick, calm to 6 foot, 10 foot waves. You know, I mean,
Literally, I've never been so scared in my life other than 2 times. Kyle had a brand new Z21. I'm talking brand new, like spanking new Z21. And the very first time I was so scared in it is that we, on a Tuesday night tournament fishing with Mike back, we come down the river, locked through the dam, trying to find some small jaws down there for a Tuesday nighter. Went down there and fished for about an hour. Fish wasn't biting. We caught a couple largemouth. Was really going to hang it up. So I was like, man, let's just go put the boat on a trailer when we ain't got a chance to win. So we looked back towards the dam back upriver and saw this really ominous cloud coming. I was like, dude, we got to go. So we put our stuff down and got into the lock. And then by the time we got into the lock, they had started filling the water up, and it come the biggest downpour I've ever been in my life. But what was so scary was there was lightning hitting the telephone poles around the lock of the dam. I mean, so we were seeing like sparks flying because it was hitting not the telephone poles, but the metal poles, and it was extremely, extremely, nerve-wracking. But before, we talk about Erie getting big. The second time I was scared is we were in between Put-in Bay and the Bass Island there, and we're fishing. I look back and I see another cloud coming. I was like, Kyle, we got to go. And by the time I got my rods put on the deck and strapped down, I'm not talking about just put up. I'm talking about put on the deck and strapped down. I got in my seat and we went around Put-in Bay. It was 1-footers behind it, 7-footers on the other side of it. We just about sank his Z21. If it hadn't been so new and had good bilge pumps in it, it would have been another one lost to Erie for sure.
yeah. So he said, well, he ain't had north yet. Headed New York to fish Erie in 2 weeks. All right, yeah. So guys, like you said, respect the weather, man. Respect the wind. Watch the wind conditions. Especially the big lakes like that, you can really get in trouble real quick. And guys, there ain't nothing me and Tyler's talked about before, and the guys taking off in fog is crazy.
Yeah.
So it's not worth it either. So me and Tyler's got this thing. We don't feel like dying. You know what I mean? I don't want to die on a bass boat because I'm trying to win a couple $100 fishing a tournament.
Yeah,
there's no reason for that, guys. Wait it out. Wait to safe flight, and you got a lot more.
We were fishing with the guys at River Valley last year, and I told Josh it was really foggy, and a couple guys took off. There was a whole tournament ahead of us that took off, not our tournament, their tournament.
Yeah.
They was like running. I was like, dude, and within 5 minutes we're gonna hit a barge light one of those guys up, and we just pulled out of the mouth and started fishing. And I was like, we're gonna wait till this fog burns off. And sure enough, I was like, I told you. They're just gonna,
And it wasn't just one. I mean, there was like,
man,
it was crazy.
So
actually, if you check out Tyler's Instagram, scroll back through. That was last year, so it's gonna be a little far back. But you can hear a barge going by, but you can't see it.
Yeah.
So
it's very, very.
It's one of the things. So check that out.
So here's a clip of this past weekend at Rocky Fork, or I'm sorry, this is at Paint Creek. This is the biggest fish we caught in the whole day. We fished for 14 hours for like 9 fish.
It was late, man.
It was crazy. So here, and that's the thing. I drove all the way up there. I wanted to show the guys a good time. We had a blast. We had some great, it was great camaraderie. We had a bunch of good, those guys know what they're talking about. They're actually fish and wildlife majors, or like biology majors and stuff. So they were teaching me all kind of stuff. Alex said, hey, I was like, wow, look, first off, there was already an algae bloom on Paint Creek Lake, which blows my mind. But he's like, what causes that? And I was thinking, well, you're the biology major. And he's like, I already know the answer. I just wondered if you know the answer. I was like, well, I don't. It's some kind of micro, organism, I'm sure. And he's like, yeah, that's basically what it is. And he schooled me on it. So
All right.
hopefully this thing will play again. This is 2.7K. My computer doesn't like. Right now I'm streaming, recording, and trying to play a video. So if it plays, great. I'm sorry if it doesn't. Well, this is going to play. That's not the right video anyway.
That's what it was. There it goes. Where's Jacob?
He said, where's Jacob?
Hey,
He's in the boat.
Is this when you missed your spot?
No, this is after I was putting it on my leg because I got
If you
sunburned.
guys want to talk about, Tyler sends me a picture, and he's got this little sliver. It's probably like it's this long and this tall, and he goes, I missed somewhere on the sunscreen. It's like in his foot.
It's on my foot.
Little half moon looking thing. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
But I put sunscreen on.
Missy Pennington said, "What's up, Tyler?"
Hey, what's going on? Hey, Missy, what's going on? Guys, one thing I want to talk to you about is has nothing to do with fishing. But if you guys get the Iron Tribune, there is my guitar building program for school is actually featured in that thing today online. So I don't know if it's on the paper or not. I'm gonna have to go here in a minute and find out. But it's been a really challenging year, but it's also been very rewarding. So I want to thank Larry, who's on here. The dude donated some wood from Youth Lumber, and he actually got the program started. I don't know if you know that or not, Larry, but that was the biggest thing we had to find. That was the first thing I found through you, and I want to thank you definitely from the bottom of my heart. My kids are, you're definitely a hero to my kids because you brought out some, stuff that we could never get a hold of. So hopefully we got enough, hopefully, for this year. I'll let you know. But anytime, obviously, you get any 2-inch poplar or ash down here, let me know because I'd definitely like to have it. But check it out, irontribune.com. Check that out. Guys, we're about hour and 20 minutes in, and I don't want to keep you much, so we're going to open up this time really quick for any questions that you may or may not have below this. If you have a question about any sort of fishing, it doesn't matter what kind of fishing it is, drop it in there, we'll try to answer it for you. And again, we will be live again on, let's see here, the 29th of May 29th. So definitely look forward to that. We would love to have you guys on. And again, guys, what we're going to do is next week we're going to choose somebody. If you're interested in it, drop, I'm interested in whatever, shoot me a PM or whatever. We're just going to choose somebody to take over our page for a week. We're going to give you full access to it. We're going to make you an admin. You can post pictures that you've caught in the past. You can ask our audience questions. You can show things about your family, guys. If you're at a recital for your daughter and you take a picture of her and say, hey, this is my daughter, post it on there. We don't care. We want to know about you. It doesn't have to be strictly about fishing. If it's about the outdoors, I know turkey hunting's a lot right now. I don't know if the season's still in or not. Actually, I think it maybe went out. I don't know.
I think it went out the other day.
But if you got any pictures of big gobblers that you killed and stuff, post them on there. I don't care. We're going to send you not a contract, but some things that we want to make sure. One, if you're going to do it, we don't want anything vulgar, profane, sexual, anything like that. We try to keep this as PG as possible because we want to teach kids how to fish more than anything. And two, we don't want you guys posting anything political. We don't care who the fish don't care who you voted for, and neither do we. I'm not political at all. I vote, I do my thing, but then I go fishing. And I hope that's the way you guys are too. But what we're going to do is we're going to give you the option to take over our page. You're going to be able to post live videos that you've maybe, edited in the past. You want to get some, you want to share your YouTube channel, whatever you want to do. You have free rights to do that on our channel. And again, we're working with some of our affiliates. So the people that we choose are going to get like a prize pack. I'm sure there's going to be some JV's fish sauce in there, a few things. I'm talking to a few other people.
Chuck said it's still in. It goes out Sunday. So.
Okay,
So obviously, guys, there's still turkey season, and there's Adam on there now.
Hey, Adam.
Hey, Adam, we just shared all your toad bellies on there. So if you back up about 10 minutes after we get off here, you'll be able to check them out, man. For
nice work on those things. Those things are awesome.
Nice fish, dude. Nice.
Super, super nice.
But yeah, guys, like he said, though, we just want to, thank you guys, and this is kind of what me and Tyler was talking about. Is we want to share this out to where you guys can get on here and kind of like a we haven't thought of a good name with it yet, but it's kind of going to be like an open book to your life. You know, we want to see what you do in everyday life. What the world is that? And you know, we want to see as far as like what you're doing. You know, how you prep for a tournament. You know, what you do that go out and search for and look, stuff like that. You know, and Ted Vickery says, "Hey from Alabama." Hey, thank you. Hey, all the way from Alabama. Yeah.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, how you doing,
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Thanks for joining.
Thanks for joining in here. We are on another line. If you don't know who we are, again, I'm sure you do because you found our page. But my name is Tyler Waller. This is Josh Bryant. Thank you for tuning in. We go live every other Tuesday. Again, we'll be back live on the 29th.
Right.
Feel free to share our page. We're giving away 2 large. That's all we have left on our line shirts. So
these are the last one. Let me grab one here real quick. Yeah. I'll show it to you. Oh, here's what it looked like. Yeah, that's large. And as you can see here, it's just got the logo on it, guys. So
that's it. Yeah, just the logo.
We got some other shirts coming. As I like I told Tyler, they're going to be more flashy. We got some stickers coming that we're going to start handing out. And Nate's got a question on there. And you know, so we definitely want to do it. Nate says wasn't able to turn in yard work. Hey, I got you in yard work, buddy. And also it says you don't know anyone has been to Grayson.
Not yet. I don't. Actually, I was at Grayson 3 weeks ago. Yeah. That doesn't count though. Caught a fish on a jig. I can tell you that. I'm not gonna tell you where I caught it at.
Actually, a guy I work with, Nate, was out at Grayson Lake, but he was crappie fishing and he had some slabs.
Really?
Oh man! I mean, some slabs. He said all of them were in 3 to 4 foot of water.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I can. Let me see if I can pull up his Facebook.
Hey,
here.
Lucas, Lucas is thinking about hitting Rocky Fork for the first time this weekend. Any suggestions? Man, it is tough right now. You can catch them.
See, I didn't see that one on here.
They're on the bed, to be honest with you. Most of the fish are on the bed. Stay shallow. That lake is absolutely going to. It's getting destroyed right now. There was a 9.5 pounder caught there 2 weeks ago when we fished there with Pedro. Another tournament was out there. Yeah. And dude, I am not telling you. I'm telling you what. There was so many boats on Rocky Fork on Saturday when I had the angler guys there that it was stupid. Every pocket, I pulled into the creek there on the left. I don't know what the creek's called. If you're going from North Shore, or actually East Shore, you go down on the left-hand side of that big tributary creek there. I swear I pulled into that when I figured out the fish were on the beds. I pulled in just to the mouth and counted 12 boats, just what I could see. And it was ridiculous. But if you're going to go there, man, throw a shaky head. Again, find something that looks like the Jackal Flick Shake here in Nicola. That's what we caught them on there the other day. Stay deeper because the water temperature is going to be 75, almost 80 degrees. Don't be afraid to throw a big crankbait on points out 15, 18 foot deep. Caught some big fish doing that. I don't know where they're going to be. If they're moved off the bed, that's where they're going to be pulled out to those main lake points, I'd imagine. Right. There is some sort of grass on that lake. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I call it Velcro. You'll know. You'll be there. If you go there, you'll see what I'm talking about. Yeah. I thought it was lily pads, but it's too shallow to be lily pads. It's got to be some kind of cane grass or something. But you cast up in it, and you're stuck. I'm not talking about like if you cast up in it and you're like try to, I'm just talking like real easy come through it like most grass you can. No. If you get up in there, it's like magnetized. It's like get close to it, it's like, and you're not getting it out. Yeah. You got to go in there and actually pull it out. So make sure that, if you see it, don't cast into it.
Nate, fishing tournament
on Grayson?
Is that an open or is that it might be that Masonic tournament.
Probably is. No, Lucas.
No, maybe that's 26.
Maybe. Don't hold off, man. Rocky Fork's a good lake. You can go there and catch them.
Thanks, you guys made me blush.
Adam, you guys. Not only that, I think it was you that killed him the other day down at Cumberland too. I believe.
Yeah, man, he's been on a streak.
He's like Wesley Strader. Yeah. Wesley Strader's winning everything right now. Won the Elite Series and also won that Bassmaster Open, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of which,
hey, same bait. They said he threw the same bait.
Speaking of which, one thing, hey, Scott Miller, subscribe to my channel. Thanks, Scott. One thing that
yes, the Mason tournament. That'll be a good one, man.
Should be a good one.
Rush Lodge puts on a good tournament, so
it should be a good one. I haven't been out there. I caught, this has been 3-4 weeks ago, so I caught a fish on a jig and it was really tough. I caught one fish, finished second place. If that tells you how tough it was. But you know, it's one of those deals where fishing at Rocky Fork is a good time. You can catch them. I just, you know, I don't know. There may not be. I wouldn't go on a Saturday if I was going to go. To be honest with you, I'd go like on a Sunday, and that way you don't have a lot of boat traffic. There is some pleasure boat traffic on there too, so we'll tell you that. And it's not a huge lake, so that's one thing that you do have to contend with this time of year. So, guys, again, if you guys have any questions or comments, you need to go ahead and post them down there. We're going to wrap them up here in just a second.
Yeah, Nate, and if I hear anything, man, I got guys that live out on Grace and stuff. I'll see if I can't get any info for you and see what they're doing. But from what I'm hearing about Yatesville being, I don't know if you was on here earlier, they said they found 80-degree water on Yatesville. It was 75 in some creeks. So
it was 70.
I'm sure Grayson is really close to the same. And we haven't had a lot of rain here lately, so I mean it's probably really warming up, clearing up. So
yeah, it is. One quick moment here. I'm gonna talk. Thank our sponsors for not only our fishing but also our show. First and foremost, I want to thank Shimano, G Loomis, and those guys. JB's Fish Sauce, Solar Bat. I want to thank people like Fast Signs in Asheville, Kentucky, Hoorag. The list goes on and on, guys. And again, the people that we choose for these. This Angler Spotlight every week, we're going to try to get a prize pack together for you guys. So it's going to be every 2 weeks. So if you were actually picked, and you hopefully we get to a point where it's almost like an application process. You know, you don't have to be local either. We like to get this thing, you know, out and about.
Yes, so Ted from Alabama.
Yeah.
If you want to let it come in, let's see what it's like a week in the life of you, bass fishing, working, family time. That's what we want, guys. It's kind of like it's going to be like the, you know, open. You know what I mean? You guys can post whatever you want. Like I said, there'll be some rules as far as, you know, nothing vulgar. And, of course, you know, if we see it, you know, of course, we're going to automatically delete it and then remove you as an admin really quick. But, you know, we don't, because we guys, we don't want that on there. And like he said, we're trying to keep this PG as possible. Keep it out there for the kids. We got some videos coming up probably next month or two. I think you guys are going to like. We've come up with some ideas, and we're going to do some filming, and it's going to be pretty epic. And we got to figure out where we're going, but it's going to be fun. And me and him's even talked about driving 5.5 hours.
Yeah.
For one day, and that's maybe the conversation we was having the other day about the. If you've seen the comment there, it says. Would you drive the St. Clair for one day of fishing?
Yeah. So, what do you guys think? You guys, if you had the opportunity, here's my deal. I got to fish a tournament at Buckeye Lake, which is east of Columbus. So I'm driving to Dayton, Ohio, which is where Kyle Malone lives. One of my best friends there. We've fished together for years. We're fishing the High Bass Nation team tournament trail. The tournament starts at 6. So instead of driving 3 hours from here to Columbus, I'm going to drive 3 hours to Dayton. Then we're going to ride together over to Columbus for that tournament. I'm spending the night at his house. One, I haven't seen him. Matter of fact, he's lived in his house for several months, even probably close to a year, and I haven't even seen where he lives now. So I'm going up there and check that out. But we're driving over to fish the tournament at Buckeye. I'm then going to either leave and come south home, or we're going to turn due northwest and go to St. Clair for one day. We're going to get there late. It won't be late. It'll be 3 hours. There's a potential we can get out on the water on Saturday night. We can get like 2 hours.
Also, you have a free place to stay. So, I mean, you got to put that out there too. Travis Williams says, are the hybrids running below the dam? I don't know if they're running below the dam, but I did get out on the river a couple Saturdays ago, week and a half, 2 weeks ago maybe. I think it's not this past Saturday, but the Saturday before. And we caught some hybrids, probably 3 to 4 pound range, nothing huge. They were chasing bait. You've seen the bait jumping. More likely there was a hybrid in it. We didn't go below the dam. I would say they are. It's right now is prime time. Usually is.
Actually, I have one of my coworkers said that he was down here this past weekend. The river was up. He said he caught one 12-inch largemouth, one 12-inch smallmouth, hooked onto a really big hybrid or a striper. He couldn't tell. Salt was white, so it was something, some kind of sport fish. It wasn't a catfish or anything. Said it broke him off down. He said there's a lot of people fishing and couldn't get down, weaseled down through people and ended up breaking his line. But he said they didn't do very good at all. I fished quite a few hours and only caught one 12-inch largemouth, one 12-inch smallmouth, and then had that one big hybrid hook. So it might not be. Aaron Strickland would know more about that. He
that and Jason.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and Jason too. Yeah, Jason Whitty.
So yeah. So. All right, man. Any more questions down there, guys, before we jump off here?
Guys, I'm getting some followers on YouTube. I'm also getting some followers on Instagram, so thank you guys very much for that. Again, that is On Another Line on all that. This is at Buckeye Fisherman. I would show you, I could actually show you Josh's stuff, but mine is wrong on here, so please do not take this to be totally right for me. Again, mine's at On Another Line. Josh is at Buckeye Fisherman. I'd appreciate if you guys would go over there on Instagram, give us a follow. We will definitely follow you back. I love to see fishing. Everything on my Instagram is nothing but fishing. You won't see anything.
See you, Nate, buddy. Have a good one, man.
See you, Nate, bud. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in. Again, next week or 2 weeks from now, I've got a few things planned. Again, I could have some potential video. Josh is definitely going to have some because he's definitely going, but I could potentially have 12 hours of fishing on St. Clair. So,
and what's awesome is the next weekend I'm going back up after that.
Well, see, that's the thing because I'm off work, man.
Yeah. So yeah, guys. Definitely, if you guys got any Lake St. Clair reports, hit me up. I'm headed up there Thursday, like Tyler said. Going up there, I've been talking to a few people and guys. Everything I see is they're hitting. Had a hey, thank you, Lucas, appreciate it. And I had a buddy up there, Jamie Blair. He was up there. He caught 83 one day and 80 the next day, so 163. Had a few over 5. 5.5, I think, was the biggest. He said multiples over 4. He said almost everything was over 2.
That's crazy. So dude, St. Clair is like awesome, any fishery on the planet.
I try to talk to him into going.
Any way you want to catch them is the cool thing about it. Is you like to crank them, you can catch them cranking. You like to throw tubes, you can catch them throwing tubes. You like to throw buzzbait, go in there and catch them 5-pound largemouth.
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing about it is you get up in some of those tributaries and those cuts, dude. People don't even mess with largemouth there, and every one you catch is anywhere from 3 to 6 pound range.
Yeah.
I mean, they're giant.
And then if you like them toothy critters, go out there and throw a spinner bait. And
muskies are crazy.
Just, big swim bait or whatever, man. You throw all that. So, yeah, make sure you like our page. We appreciate it. And like I said, guys, if we see your comment, we try to acknowledge every comment we see. We have figured out the problem when we get off here a little bit that we'll see comments we didn't see. It happens every time. So if you haven't liked our page, guys, please go up and like it. We really appreciate that.
And that's the thing. If you don't
go follow Tyler On Another Line on Instagram. I'm at Buckeye Fisherman. And YouTube, same thing, On Another Line. Guys, the link's at the top up here for the YouTube. Check us out. And guys, if you got anything, comments, any kind of pictures, any kind of videos, any kind of questions, email it, or you can send us on instant message on here, on Instagram, or however to get a hold of us. Most of you guys got us on your personal Facebook. So go hit us up, and we'll get you on here.
The easiest way, guys, if you want to get us in touch with us with pictures and videos, just hashtag On Another Line. Yeah. On Another Line, all one word, hashtag, $, £, whatever you want to say, On Another Line. We'll see it. We're going to start, checking that feed. Definitely we'll be doing that. So if you catch a giant, I don't care where it's at, hashtag On Another Line, we'll put you on the show. Yep. We're going to focus on putting everything we see on here. So hashtag us On Another Line. We will see you. Speaking of On Another Line, my name is Tyler Waller.
I'm Josh Bryant.
Guys, we are On Another Line. We'll see you next 2 weeks from now on the 29th. Until then, keep your lines tight. And if you're in St. Clair or anywhere around here and you want to do some fishing, and I'm off work here in a couple weeks, let me know. Again, guys, we're On Another Line. We'll see you later.
Take care, guys.
Box full of Bass Pro, a couple rods and a flat bottom boat. Hook it up to the truck, got a hot date with a fishing hole. Got a nice chest, well it's empty right now. Grab a 30-pack, fill it up, ice it down. Back the boat down the ramp, ease her out through the no-wake zone. Well, there ain't no better way on a Saturday to drift away from reality. Drown your 9 to 5 like a worm in the water. Hook to a red and white bobber. Kick back, slip a koozie on. Turn the quiet up, turn off your phone. Leave a message at the beep, I'll get back to you another time. Right now.